smile was like an angel fair. She was her daddy's only daughter on the Tennessee border. One night I took a ride just across that line. I picked her up in my pickup truck and she broke this heart of mine. Her mama said no, she's my only daughter, but we got married on the Tennessee border. The roses were blooming there on the border. The moon was shining there. Her personality made me want her on the Tennessee border. One night I took her ride just across that line. I picked her up in a pickup truck and she broke this heart of mine. Her mama said no, she's my only daughter, but we got married on the Tennessee border. Took a ride just across that line. I picked her up in my pickup truck and she broke this heart of mine. Her mama said no, she's my only daughter, but we got married on the Tennessee border. Her mama said no, she's my only daughter, but we got married on the Tennessee border.
My daddy used to tan my hide out behind the barn. He taught me to be dignified out behind the barn. But when he took his strap to me, turned me down across his knee, he sure did hurt my dignity out behind the barn. I smoked my first cigarette out behind the barn, and that's a day I won't forget out behind the barn. I got so sick you should have seen how that tobacco turned me green. I almost died from nicotine out behind the barn. I got my education out behind the barn, and I'm not fooling, no siree. I passed each examination out behind the barn, but it almost made a wreck out of me. I met a pretty girl one day out behind the barn. She wanted me to stay and play out behind the barn. She taught me how to kiss and pet, and that's a game I won't forget, 'cause we still play that same game yet out behind the barn. I wish that I could go again out behind the barn and do some things that I did then out behind the barn. Now you may think it ain't no fun to be a poor old farmer's son, but you don't know just what I've done out behind the barn.